Utopia with Keabetswe Ncube on Trans-Africa Radio.
So this is Nigeria, Haiti, and of course the US together on this hit single. It's Wizkid. He's featuring Future on this one. It's called Every Time on Trans-Africa Radio. Before that, NC Drake featuring Shay and it's called Celebrate. We are celebrating. What are we celebrating? Miss Cosmo's in the building. We're celebrating a woman that is doing the most in this hip-hop scene, because you know this hip-hop scene can be very male-dominated.
Yes, it can.
And you are shining your light very, very bright. A very good afternoon to you.
How are you?
I'm doing great. And yourself?
I'm cool, man.
I'm happy that you're here safely with this weather.
I know, and that's actually why I'm a little bit late. Apologies about that. It's just, you know, when people don't know how to drive anymore because it's raining.
I've never understood that.
Yeah, like people just all of a sudden, oh my gosh, it's raining. Oh, there's like a drop on my car. I need to slow down. I mean, really, guys.
It's either that or they drive extremely fast and necessarily so. And it's just like, wait.
Exactly.
Be a normal human being.
Yeah, so there's a lot of traffic out there, a little bit earlier than traffic hours. So I got a bit delayed, but I'm here.
You're here and we're going to have a good time until 4 p.m. And do remember, if you do have any questions or comments for her, send them through to WhatsApp +277925444329. Send me any messages and of course voice notes. But right now we have a hey Miss Cosmo from Utsile in Botswana. He says, please say hi to me.
What up? How are you?
So Miss Cosmo is a hip-hop DJ.
Yes.
She's a producer as well. And of course, she is a radio presenter as well.
Yes.
She's doing the most. You're doing a lot.
I'm trying. We got to pay these bills.
Yes,
we got to do it
definitely
somehow.
Yes. Let's start off with your journey into the world of DJing and being a hip-hop DJ.
Yes.
So why did you specifically choose this hip-hop genre of things?
Hip-hop was just easy for me. I mean, it was something that came natural. I've always been in love with hip-hop. I'd grown up listening to hip-hop. I was making hip-hop compilations when I was in high school. So for me, it only just made sense that if I had to get into DJing, it would be with hip-hop. It wouldn't be with anything else.
Yeah.
Yes.
And an easy transition to do that. And getting into the game.
Yes, getting to the game was here and there. I mean, at the end of the day, I think a lot of people kind of know that, yes, you can get yourself so far, but you also kind of know the right people and the right places type vibe. So that kind of helps a bit. So that's why people insist on networking. And I think people don't actually take it seriously as much as they should, because the networking actually gets you certain things that you wouldn't have gotten if you didn't know a specific person. So I think my growing up in Johannesburg, I knew a couple of the DJs, I knew a couple of the promoters, because I used to party. So I'd get myself in and around, I'd know some of the people there. And when I started DJing, they were more than willing to assist me because they'd known me from the beginning, you know what I mean? And they knew that I had a love for music, and it kind of assisted with my getting into the DJing game as well.
But getting into the DJing game, were you pushed by someone else, or was it just like your own personal decision to be like, no, let me get into it and see how far it would take me?
Yeah, well, I mean, I had suggestions from friends to kind of then say, hey, why don't you get into DJing? It wasn't necessarily being pushed, because I think majority of the job was mine. But my friends did kind of spark the idea rather than say of me then getting into DJing. And I haven't looked back since.
That's a great thing, though, because it's brought you here now.
Yes.
You're doing these things.
Yes. Trying to do these things.
You're being nominated for SA Hip Hop Awards, even though it's not for Best Hip Hop DJ. Anyway.
Well, there's politics and politics. Hip hop's always got politics.
Politics, like a whole lot of politics in there. And I want to know for you, and you got, let's say, your big break in terms of radio at another station.
Yes.
At the youth station that we all used to listen to.
Yes.
Back in the days,
Yes.
YFM, you do the live mixes on there, and you'd be the hip hop DJ there.
Yes.
How did it feel to have that platform? Because back in the day, it was one of the biggest youth platforms there.
Yeah.
And obviously, you got a reach of quite a number of people. Yeah. So knowing that you had that platform, and you're relatively new in the game.
Yes.
How did it feel?
I mean, it was nerve-wracking. I think a lot of people kind of grew with me in my DJing career within that mixed live space. And I think you could hear it because I messed up a couple of times. But it's not to say that I didn't take on the challenge. I mean, it was great for me to kind of be on a commercial platform like that, because then people started hearing about me. Not just people who knew me on the streets or people who knew me in the clubs. Now people who stretched as far as Katlehong, or people as stretched as far as the Val kind of figured out who I was. And that's where it kind of helped me push my career a little bit further, because then I could see the opportunities that it kind of presented for itself. So I was excited. I mean, like I said, I was nervous, and I was also kind of growing as a DJ, being in that type of space. So I was learning while live on air.
Yeah.
So I'm sure a lot of people are just like, woo, you've definitely improved from when you were back there. But like I said, I took on the challenge and I went with it, man.
You did definitely go with it. You grew so much.
Yeah.
And then now you're at another youth station, but we'll get more to that.
Yes.
Get more into it. And in terms of not just DJing now, you also have your own show and you're part of the morning drive team as well. So this is a great step from being the mixed DJ to now being on air.
Yes.
Yeah. So Miss Cosmo is in the building. +2779 254 4329 is that WhatsApp line. So send me all of your messages and voice notes to say, hey, Miss Cosmo. It's Miss Cosmo.
This is Trans Africa Radio.
Miss Cosmo is in the building. This is her featuring Rouge, Nasty C, and Quest on this one, and it's called Connect. You know, I did play it earlier, but when it's good, you can play it twice.
Yes, play 3 times if you must.
I played 4 times as well. So how did you get all of these talented individuals on one song?
Cause I'm Miss Cosmo. I'm joking. Ooh, don't listen to what I have to say. I'm kidding. No, man, it was a natural transition, I guess. At the time, I needed to, when I wanted to make a song, without a doubt, my favorite rapper, SA hip-hop rapper is Questa. So that was, without fail, the first person I was going to call. I've been a fan of Questa since he was starting out, man, since he was like running around job shadowing Squatter Camp when he was still rolling with them.
That's a hot minute.
Yes, that's a long time. So I think that one was an easy option, of course. And Nasty C was a new kid on the block at the time.
Yeah.
So I hit him up and he was keen. He had actually done a couple of drops for me for my radio show like some while ago.
Yeah.
Way before like he popped off with Juice Bag. So I kind of heard about him here and there, and then obviously things kind of progressed. So I was like, this kid's actually got something. So put him on. Rouge, I needed a female representation, and she's like the hottest female MC right now. So Rouge, obviously, and I feel like she had a better voice than the other 2 guys.
The thing is with Rouge, I think I look at Rouge, I'm just like, but she's the one.
Yeah.
Like she's the thing. Like in terms of rhymes, in terms of lyrics and everything, she is at the top of the game right now. And I don't think people see her.
No, but they're gonna see her. Don't worry. We're working on this thing. Don't worry. They're gonna see her. They're gonna see her. Don't worry.
And transitioning from DJing into the whole production things.
Yes.
The progression, was it just a natural thing? It's like, I think I want to play my own songs now in the club.
I think it was the next step for my career. I had been toying with the idea for some time, and people had also been like, yo, when are you releasing a song? When are you releasing a song? And the pressure kind of got to me. But outside of the pressure, I needed to make sure that I did it at the right time for me.
That's very true.
So that's why I took my time.
Yeah.
I mean, the likes of like Dimples, VG, Speedster, everybody was releasing music. I hadn't released anything, but it was because I knew I wasn't ready at that moment. So getting into that position only made sense this year. And I think it was also because I had kind of solidified where I was as a DJ. I had kind of solidified where I was as a radio presenter. And for me, the next step in my career was then releasing the music. And it wasn't that difficult. I think, if anything, it was an exciting journey. I'm still having fun with it now. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure out certain things. I'm still making mistakes, which is great because that's how I'll get better.
And that's how you learn.
Exactly. So for me, I enjoy a challenge, and because I'm doing something now, it's now reignited this thing for me. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you'll be complacent when you're in a job and you just like, you wake up, you clock in, you go home. Now I just kind of feel like, oh, okay, now I've got something fresh to kind of look forward to, It's
a little pressure on yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, which is good pressure because, like you say, you do get complacent.
Yes.
You have that 9 to 5. Well,
exactly.
Not the 9 to 5. You have that time, you're going to get a monthly check into it.
Exactly.
But you need something that's going to kick your booty,
just kind of shake you up a little bit.
A lot.
Yeah.
So, you've been in this game for a while, and this whole hip hop DJing game for a while. What have you seen that is like really scary in terms of like, I'm really in this and I'm surviving this at this moment in time? Because music is a whole nother industry in itself, and when you're in
I won't lie, like I get scared every day because I got bills to pay. And I think you're hot one moment, you're not the next day. So it's about staying creative. It's about doing stuff differently, kind of like pushing the mark with a lot of things, I think as mentioned, I mean, sometimes people get complacent because they just sit in one job and they're like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to ride this way for the next 10 years. No, you won't be hot in 10 years. You know what I mean? So you need to kind of keep on pushing the envelope somewhere, somehow. You need to keep on doing something different and create a little bit of a trend. I mean, there's plenty of stuff that I feel I've done as a first in my career that other people have kind of jumped onto later, which has been cool, and maybe I didn't continue with it because of whatever specific reasons, but at least I can say I've done something specific that has kind of sparked an idea in somebody else's head. And you need to keep creative, you need to keep on trying new things, you need to keep on taking risks, and I think that's what keeps maybe some people above the line a little bit more than the rest.
Do you think that maybe you were the spark to encourage other women to be female, to be hip hop DJs instead of like the natural house route? Because lots of girls are getting to the whole house scene. Not saying I have nothing against house. I love the way women play house. You know, there's that beautiful feminine touch to it. But I think there was a little bit of, they were a little scared of the hip-hop scene, of the whole broken beat.
You must also understand that hip-hop is a boys club within a boys club. So already DJing is a boys club. Now you're going into a bigger boys club by going into a hip-hop boys club. So I understand why the girls were scared. I guess maybe I wasn't scared because I knew the people before I started DJing. Like I mentioned, I'd kind of been in the scene already before. So I wasn't too afraid of the people themselves. I think if anything, I just needed the recognition. Whether I sparked the confidence in other women, I'm not going to own it, but if I did, I'm glad that I did, because we need more girls in this industry, you know, and we need more to kind of have the confidence to say, I can do this just as much as the guys can. I love hip hop just as much as the guys do. It's not a genre, it's not a male genre specific thing. You know what I mean? Like, we need to be able to then say the girls can also kill it, and that's why I'm pushing the likes of Rouge, I'm pushing the likes of Nomuzi, pushing the likes of Shomo Josie, who I think is phenomenal in her space. The likes of Ayanda MVP, she's a brand new hip hop DJ. She's really doing like awesome things. I'm really loving what Miss Prue's doing with her career as well. So like, the more ladies, the better, because we can also get these checks. Why can't they share the pie? You know what I mean?
That's very true. And are the ladies in the hip hop scene supporting each other, and are they all like, yes, that's my girl?
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all people, so it's not like we're all best friends.
No, not being best friends per se, but if but say, we do support, that's good.
We definitely do try to support each other. I think, I mean, even Gigi posted that, she tweeted the other day that I was reading, that people need to stop this thing of trying to put her against Nadia. Her and Nadia are cool. They're not enemies. They're not whatever. I mean, they're on a song together. Do you know what I mean? So stop trying to make enemies out of women. There doesn't have to be one person on top. We can all flourish just as much as the guys can. So I think it's really dope that the girls support each other where they can support each other. As mentioned, yes, we're not all best friends, but whenever we can put a girl on, we do try.
And I love the fact that your latest song, Hey Baby, is just all girls.
Yes, it's a girls party. Girls. And we just recently shot the video. So even the video is just all girls. There's not a male inside in the video. And that's what we like.
Black girl magic.
Yes.
Black girl magic. So right now I'm going to take you to the land of Nigeria.
Yes.
With another lady DJ that is doing the most in the world, in the teams of in the Afro beats world of things. Her name is DJ Lambo.
Yes.
She's got Skills and Victoria Kimani on this.
Oh, I love Victoria.
So you need to do something.
Yes. I actually need to call her.
Please.
We must do a little something.
Please give us hit singles.
Yes.
This is DJ Lambo. She's featuring Skills and Victoria Kimani, another lady DJ who's doing the most in Africa.
This is Trans-Africa Radio.
Yeah, she's featuring Scales and Victoria Kimani on this one. Miss Cosmo is in the building, keeping us entertained to the hour 4 p.m. CAT. So if you do have any questions for her, +2779 254 4329 is that WhatsApp line, yeah? So shout out to Malume Saba saying, please say hi to Miss Cosmo.
Hey!
He's having a good time. He says, you're very pretty, Miss Cosmo.
Oh, thank you.
So in April, you got to live your best life in the United States of America.
Yes.
You got the opportunity to go to Sway Show.
Yes, that was last year. Was it last year? Yes, it was last year. It wasn't this year. But yes, I did.
This year gone by so quickly.
Yeah. It was April, but it was 2016. It wasn't 2017. But yes, I did do that last year. It was amazing. I think going out into a platform like that where you I understand, obviously being in radio, I understand radio, but now being in like a big platform like that where you're just like, actually, can I just understand exactly where I'm standing right now. And doing a live mix for people who are listening out there was really awesome. I got to give them a little bit of a taste of what South African hip hop sounds like, which was really awesome, man. So yeah, it was a great experience.
Would you go back? Would you go to the States and say work your way into the radio scene there, and of course the hip hop scene?
If I had the opportunity, definitely I'll take it with open hands. I think like I said, you always need to be able to take a risk, and there's always bigger opportunities out there for you. Whether I start again from scratch, that's another challenge that I will have then for myself, is to basically be like, okay, I'm doing this again, but I'm doing this on my own terms, and we can work our way up. And I'd be more than happy to do that if the opportunity presented itself.
And what did you learn from that trip that you brought back home?
What did I learn? Jeez, I think thinking bigger and learning how to kind of take risks, like I mentioned a little bit earlier. I think in South Africa we don't like to put ourselves out there. And the one thing that I think the Sway interview kind of taught me was that if you actually reach out, you have the opportunity to then get stuff done or to do certain things. I mean, that interview kind of happened also because I reached out to somebody who was in the States, and I said to them, yo, I'm going to be in New York at this specific time. Would I be able to then possibly then find myself in this type of space? And voila, I was there. You know what I mean? So I think we are too shy, or we're too scared, or we put Americans at a platform they don't actually have to be up on, because they're human beings at the end of the day. We can also have contact if we're like-minded people and we're doing kind of the same type of vibe. I mean, they love hip-hop, we're making hip-hop, why not then take it out there?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what sparked everybody else to kind of then also jump on the Sway thing, because then they realized how attainable it was. Then you found Casper going out there, AKA went out there, Questa went out there, Nasty C went out there, and I'm glad that the right people went out there to also represent South Africa, so that it was also then, okay, you guys are Africans, you're reaching out to us, what do you got? And we killed it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
I mean, Questa was then Sway's top 5 freestyles, which was really awesome. So, you know, just take the plunge.
Do take the plunge. And I think something that you mentioned there, that you knew someone in there. So networking again, guys. Don't get this thing. You know, when they say, come on, we're going to a networking lunch, and then you get shy or you get bored, just go. You don't know what opportunities are there. You might take somebody's card who's going to change your life completely. Yeah. You know? How do you network for that person who's shy?
For that person who's shy, just go. Maybe get yourself like 1 or 2 tequilas. You know, bring out that inner wretch. I'm joking. Don't embarrass yourself. But I mean, like, just go out there and just be courageous, man. Like, at the end of the day, all you're doing is having a conversation, and the worst the person can say is no. You're not gonna die.
So you basically have more to lose without trying.
Exactly.
Than trying at the end of the day.
Exactly. Because if they say no, you learn from that experience. You take it to the next person.
Yeah, and they just maybe not the person for you.
Exactly. And maybe you're being saved from a disaster.
Yeah, and there's some disasters out there.
Exactly.
Like, Miss Cosmo. So tell me about your radio journey. You went from hip hop DJ to now being part of a drive time show.
Yes.
Then now morning drive show.
Yes.
Waking up at like 2 a.m. in the morning when you get back home.
What a stress. I don't know how I'm doing that thing. I wouldn't lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Radio has been an amazing journey for me, and I think I love the fact that I'm still learning. I haven't really gotten to the point where I want to be within radio, which makes it all the more better, because then it means I've got more time to work on it, which means I've got more of this journey for me within the radio space. Starting out, obviously, I then left the youth station after doing the mixes, and then joined so joined a national station, which was a little bit bigger, and it was far scarier. Again, I didn't know what I was doing, but people gave me an opportunity. I was, Zama game show for the first 6 months.
Zama game show
until I got to a point where I was actually comfortable, and then I think I got into my own afterwards. I mean, also, I had big shoes to fill. At the time, C Live was doing that show, and he had been doing it for 4 years. So people were, when you're used to somebody being in a specific seat.
That's so true.
It's so weird for you to now take on somebody else. You're automatically going to hate them.
And like, you this person.
I can actually give you an example, even for someone like a Fresh. Fresh has been doing radio since 94. Fresh left the afternoon drive to then join breakfast, and people hated him. How do you hate someone who's been on the same station for the past 7 years?
Forever.
And now because they're on a different slot, all of a sudden, no, this is horrible. So it happens because people just are not accustomed to change. But it was something that I had to learn within myself to kind of take on as well as a new challenge and kind of work through it. And I took on the feedback. I took on what people were saying, fix this, fix that, whatever. And I worked on it. And now I'm here today, 4 years later. And I don't regret anything that I've done within my radio space. Getting into Drive was also just an opportunity for me to take myself out of the typical just a hip-hop DJ and now being a Monday to Friday DJ. And we're working
Sunday.
through it. So Drive was a really great experience. Getting into breakfast, I think, was a little bit too premature for me because I'd only been on Drive for a year. But I'm enjoying the process. And the waking up, I think, is maybe the hardest part. But everything else is still fine because, I mean, we wake up.
What time do you wake up?
We joke around for 3 hours and we go home. Like, it's not that hard, you know?
What time do you wake up?
4:30, 5 o'clock. Quarter to 5.
And that
quarter
time
to 5,
you just
5
may
o'clock.
have gotten home from a gig.
Exactly. I get home from a gig at like 2. I only get to bed at 2:30, which means I only sleep for 2 hours. 2.5 hours. And then I must still wake up and be bubbly in the morning. It's a little tricky. But you know, we try. Yes. Lots and lots and lots of coffee.
Talking about your show, The Stir Up, it was nominated for the Best Radio Show at the SA Hip Hop Awards,
Yes.
alongside other radio shows as well.
Yes.
How does that feel to know that you're getting this little bit of recognition in this SA Hip Hop game? Besides the politics in this awards.
Well, the politics aside, I mean, I'm always an advocate for hip hop first before I am for myself. So,
Okay.
I'm happy at the fact that I can contribute somehow. I get to speak about my first love for 3 hours and I get paid for it. I mean, what more is needed, you know? But I love the fact that people are giving me dabs because then that means I'm doing something right. Because if I wasn't doing something right, I wouldn't still be there, you know. And I appreciate the opportunities that I get from the station, the things that every time I have a wild idea, they always run with it. Every time I want to do something extraordinary. And half of the time, I'm also then doing stuff that isn't done by anybody else in the station, you know. But I get the support and I like the fact that I get to push a boundary. So it's really awesome that I can do that with hip hop because then I'm also now exposing hip hop to a broader audience that wouldn't necessarily take that on. You know, so it's been great, man, and the nomination is really awesome. I like the fact that we have hip hop awards to begin with to
For
celebrate
starters.
the culture over and above that, then celebrating what we do on radio. So big ups to Osmic and the guys, man.
And talking about hip hop, you say you love the fact that you can talk about your first love, which is hip hop, right? The journey of hip hop in South Africa has been a slow and gradual one, which is winning at this
Yes.
moment in time. What have you seen in this whole hip hop journey so far of South Africa, and of course Africa as well, that has really made you happy that you're part of this game?
I think the thing that kind of makes me excited is the fact that now people are investing in hip hop. Like, if you think back to where rappers were 10 years ago, they had to have a 9 to 5 and then rap on the weekend. Now people are actually making real bank out of hip hop.
Out of hip hop alone.
Number one, so you can make hip hop your job. You don't necessarily have to then clock in on a Monday. Number two, the fact that corporates are buying into hip hop. So not only are we making money off of this thing, we're also getting invested into. So the likes of all these big corporates who are now doing TV shows, they're investing within the eventing space, where they're doing competitions, they're doing events, like big things that are happening within hip hop, and they're all doing it based on the fact that there's a Questa in the picture, or there's a Casper in the picture, or there's a AKA, or there's a Nasty, or there's a whatever in the picture. Because those big hip hop artists have built themselves to that position, they see the value within hip hop, and that's what makes me happy. And then, of course, I mean, 68,000 people.
Hey.
Come on.
Hey.
Come on.
I think that is the biggest win.
Come on.
For me, it's not just a big win for hip hop. It's just a big win for artistry.
Yes.
For artists just in itself. Just generally.
So again, a hip hop artist then made that mark for South Africa.
Yeah.
Which makes it even better, because if we're putting our best foot forward saying this is achievable, why are we not trying any harder? Again, taking a risk. Why are people not saying, hey, what's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is that only 10,000 people arrive and not 68,000, but at the end of the day, we tried.
68,000 people.
Do you know what I mean? Big ups to Casper Ncube. I don't think it's celebrated as much as it should be.
Some of the biggest international artists that have come here have not
tried that.
They've never had that crowd.
Exactly. And that just also goes to show that nowadays local hip hop is celebrated far more than international, which is what we want.
Which is so true, though.
Yeah.
So when you come back, I want to find out about a couple of other collaborations that you'd like to other artists from our continent that you'd like to work with, how you keep your brand alive, and of course we have $1 million question for you.
This is Trans Africa Radio.
Guys, killer on this one. It's called Flexing. Swaziland, please stand up. Will you go to Swaziland soon, Miss Cosmo?
Yeah, I was actually supposed to go this December, but things just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've been also trying to like feature with other people. I mean, I went to, where was I? I was in Lesotho. A couple of weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago. I was also in Botswana. So I did Botswana on the Friday. Then I went to Lesotho the day after. It's just Swaziland, unfortunately. I don't know why it just didn't feature within my tour for this month.
There.
But I definitely want to go back. I've been to Swaziland a couple of times. I've been like 3 times. So if the opportunity arises, I will squeeze it in, man.
Your passport is looking so nice right now.
Yes. We just need
so
to
nice.
feature a young Namibia. I've been to Namibia once. I want to go back. And I've been to Zambia once as well. I want to go back. What else? I have never been to Zim. I need to go to Zim.
You need to go to Zim.
I've been requested to go, but then each time things go sour. Like there's always like something or the other that's happening.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fallen through the cracks. I need to go to Zim at some point. I want to also then go through. I've been to Malawi. Malawi is great. I want to go back there as well.
So you've been in Southern Africa mostly?
Yeah, Southern Africa mostly. I haven't been further up north. I'm planning next year. I actually wanted to kind of feature and do Niger. I want to do a bit of Kenya. I want to go to Angola. Amazing that Angola now and South Africa have now opened up our visa requirements. So
Thank
the one
goodness.
I'm coming for you real soon. Yes, I wanna see what's happening up north. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Zimbabwe, please.
Zim, please, just go, because before I go to Nigeria, please, I need to at least do Zim. Come on.
Come on.
Come
Zim.
on.
So talking about all of these countries, there's a whole lot of talent in these countries and of course our continent as well. So who is it that you'd like to collaborate with the most right now in our continent?
Right now, my favorite person in the world has to be Vanessa Mdee. I think she's amazing. I love her voice.
She's doing great things.
She's doing amazing. She's like the Beyonce of Tanzania. Like she's just out there killing it. I love her. So definitely I need to do something with a Vanessa. Victoria I mentioned a little bit earlier. I would like to do some stuff with her. Davido, Wizkid I know was in South Africa recently. So if the opportunity arose, I would like to kind of see what they've got in store. So yeah, man, I think the more I kind of open myself up into this music situation, the more I've got an opportunity to then try and reach out to those types of artists. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And how do you keep you yourself as Miss Cosmo, as the brand, relevant as often?
Geez, like I said earlier, I think the creativity, always try and do different things. I think people are too scared of I don't know, taking a risk or just jumping. So I think for me, that's kind of some of the things that I try to keep abreast of. Like doing an all-female song. No one would ever have done that.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Because the boys are scared of the girls.
They
Why
are.
are you
They
scared?
are.
Why are you scared? Because the boys are going, aha, that's why. You're scared. Do an all-female song. I mean, when there was a point where Kanye West came to South Africa and I opened up for him, I did a whole set with like a DJ and like a bass guitarist. None of the guys had kind of done like a DJ type of band situation back then. So I'm always trying to like figure out new things that kind of haven't been done, try and do it first. Unfortunately, when you do it first and everybody else does it, then when it becomes a thing, then it's like, oh dope, look what that person's doing, and they
But in
forget
the
about you.
meantime-
Meanwhile, come on guys,
PNZ.
you know. So I think I tried to play around with a lot of things.
And if you were to give one piece of advice to the upcoming hip lady, let's like really keep it to the ladies right now.
Yes.
You know, because the guys, they got their guys. Right. So if you were to give one piece of advice to a lady producer, to a lady hip hop DJ, what would it be?
Hard work and perseverance. I think those are the two least attributed, least appreciated attributes, rather, things that people need to kind of focus on. I think yes, you get your foot in the door, and this is just generally, it's not even about a producer or a DJ, it's just generally in life. You can get an opportunity, but if you don't work at refreshing that idea constantly, you're going to be stuck in a hole forever. You know, you need to kind of always work hard and keep your job and keep wherever you are at that point in time. I think for DJs and producers, it's always about practice. I think people take practice for granted. When you're DJing, you need to keep trying and doing creative things. How do you do that? You practice. If you're a producer, you need to keep on playing around with new instruments, keep on playing around with new beats. How do you do that? You practice. You need to work harder at what you're doing. And also just don't give up. That's why I say perseverance, because it's easy to kind of think, oh, I'd rather just be like, I don't know, stamping something and then just getting a job or getting a paycheck at the end of the month. There were plenty of times when I considered that as well, because I was
Going
double
back
time.
to the financial market.
No, not going back. There was a time when I was working at the bank and I was DJing at some time, and it was very difficult in the beginning. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do this thing anymore. And I'll be like, my life is safe here at the bank. Let me just stick it out. But then I was like, but then how boring would that be? You know, so I've got an opportunity here to do something really cool, and if it doesn't work out, I can always go back to the bank.
But it's worked out.
And it's worked out.
And it's still working out.
So persevere. Don't give up. I know how hard it is, but don't give up.
Don't give up. So what can we expect from you in 2018, since it is 2.5 weeks away?
Yeah, jeez, girl. Reality check. I just got back from O-Ship. I'm still trying to gather my bearings. Hey. Okay, so for now I'm doing the tour, so I'm busy pushing ABB. I'm pushing the song. The video is gonna come out real soon. I think it's gonna be out by Monday, if I'm not mistaken. I don't wanna put it out there, but yeah, let's put it out there. Video should be out by Monday, hopefully. Pushing performance with the girls. So we're doing a lot of the gigs that I have this December. I will be doing with some of the girls as well. So you'll see us on stage together. So for now, it's about pushing the single. Next year, renew and regroup. I will obviously then be releasing brand new music. So hopefully I'll be doing that real early in the year as well. And I'm working on a new event concept as well. So I'm hoping that'll pop off by next year, middle of next year, maybe say like April, May. Yeah, so we're just gonna keep on innovating and doing new things.
Can we expect an EP, LP anytime?
I don't know what I'm doing with the music. Please don't ask me. You know, we were like, okay, so album, this is my second song, guys. Relax.
No pressure.
I don't know.
Let's enjoy
when I know, I will announce it.
You'll announce.
But for now, Ankas. Okay, we're just having fun. We're playing with the music. We're releasing these singles, and we're doing it one hit at a time.
I love that. And it is, we've actually released 2 hit singles so far, and they're absolutely amazing. So before we get into our $1 million question, I want you to tell me a little bit more about A Baby. You got Rouge, Muesli, and Shoma Josie on this one. It's all about the girls.
It's all about the girls. Okay, so I needed a song that was like club vibes, but I also wanted, like, don't you miss that era when you used to twerk in the club? I feel like now in the club, everyone's just like dabbing or like popping their heads, or we're all just trying to like, you know, lean with it or do something.
What is it? The dance battle.
Yes. Or like, it's so boring now because everyone's just like, yo, that's a dope song, or we're just jumping. We don't dance anymore. We don't twerk. We don't shake our asses. I wanted to do something for the girls.
Okay.
So this is a really like dope like party track. It's for the club. It's for the ladies. It's for you to get down and dirty and to like sweat and lose your morals in the club. Over and above that, I've got 3 of my favorite artists in the moment on the song. I've got Rouge, of course, because she had to come back with the bars and she killed it. Nomuzi doing really awesome things. Her mixtape is out. Go out there and check it out. It's called Verses. Rouge's album is also out.
Yeah, it is.
New Era
That is
Sessions.
a great album.
It's an amazing album.
Ooh.
Again, people are not seeing the talent in her. Don't worry, we're gonna make sure that they hear about her.
Okay.
So Rouge is really dope. Nomuzi obviously kicking ass as well with her mixtape that's out. Shoma Josie, she's like the breakout star of 2017.
Yeah, she's doing the most, that one.
And I love the fact that number one of her parents is white, but she still chose to sing in Tsonga.
Yes,
Come on.
girl.
Come on. How many other mixed race kids do you know who can actually speak their language as fluently as that?
Say what
Exactly. Exactly. I think she's amazing. And everybody's just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what she's saying, but she sounds so dope.
All I know is that I like it.
Exactly. Nobody knows what she's saying, but it's provocative. Come on. And hence we have A Baby.
A Baby.
Yes.
So now, $1 million question here at Trans Africa. We play 100% African music.
Yes.
And since you're an African and
Yes.
you're a DJ and you're an entertainer and you're just
Yes.
everything under one umbrella, how does it feel to know that there's this platform that is behind you 100%, not just as an entertainment, not just as an entertainer, but just
Generally.
I
love the fact that Trans Africa's always pushed African music. I think even back when I was on Trans Africa at the time, it was something that always motivated me to be like, yo guys, you need to get your music onto the station because they're gonna be playing your music. Someone's gonna hear it, someone's gonna push it, and someone's gonna you don't know who's listening at the end of the day. So I love the fact that there's such a huge support structure for African music, and it's also gonna break the barriers of South Africa kind of separating themselves from the rest of the continent. I think it's really dope that we can kind of hear different music, you know what I mean? And possibly then also travel the continent. I think like you were mentioning a little bit earlier about Swaziland. Now I'm sitting thinking, actually, Swaziland hasn't been on my tour dates. Let me make a plan. Do you know what I mean? So it sparks an idea in people's minds to be like, I've never been there. I want to go there. And we need to then kind of support that. So yeah, big ups, man.
Thank you so much. And how can we find you on the social media? Book you
everywhere. Miss Cosmo DJ, MSCOSMO DJ. That's on Twitter. That's on Instagram. That's on YouTube. Go out there and check out my YouTube page. My videos are out there. On Facebook, it's Miss Cosmo. And yeah, man, if you want to book, it's bookings at MissCosmoDJ.com.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Safe journey.
Yes.
To your next destination.
Tomorrow I'm going to be in 2 provinces. You know this laugh. I'm flying to Durban in the morning. I'm going to Nasty C's Iverson tour. Iverson tour is going to be happening tomorrow. It's going to be really dope. I'm really excited. But then I'm going to leave early, so I'm not going to see Nasty perform, unfortunately, because I need to make it to Mafeking, because we're going to Maftown Heights. And we're taking it home for the first time. Maftown Heights is going to Mafeking.
I want you to meet a certain someone from Botswana.
Okay.
Town Heights. His name is ATI.
Okay.
Batubam.
Okay.
Yeah, you must.
All right, cool. So I'll hopefully be able to meet Batubam tomorrow. And so we're going to be out at Maftown Heights. We're going to have a good time.
Zuluin. And then you're going to the Tswanas.
And then going to the Tswanas. Actually, I'm going to be in Durban. Then I need to fly back to Johannesburg. I'm going to Pretoria. And then from Pretoria, I'm going to Mafeking. This is the day in the life. Day in the life. When I went to Lesotho that weekend, I flew to Botswana on the Friday, flew back to Joburg Saturday morning. I drove to Durban. I had a gig in Durban. I then drove to Lesotho in the same day. And then I came back to Johannesburg.
You need to leave Nyan.
No, why? When we love this thing.
Miss Cosmo, thank you so much for coming through. All the best. And let's play her out with this one. It is a hit single. She's featuring Rouge, Muesli, and Shoma Josie. Bye bye bye.
This is Trans Africa Radio.